Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this preview of the upcoming Rhine Railway Mannheim to Karlsruhe route. This route runs from Mannheim to Karlsruhe, strangely enough, and it runs via the Hockenheim station, and it's based around the high-speed line. Although there are, as you can see on the map in the bottom left here corner here, some additional bits and pieces as well, so that you've got local traffic and freight traffic. So there's quite a broad interest. For those that like high speed, you are looking at a line which will let you go the full 280 kilometers per hour. So you really can blast up and down this line, which is really good. Right, included rolling stock. There's a lot of really cool stock in this pack. So let's get started. So the first piece we're going to look at is the Ice 3M. So this is the high-speed train. It's the multi-format one, and it's capable of running the top speed along the line. So this is your high-speed train where you're going to really blast up and down the line and really have a good time with that. Moving on, next we have a new piece of rolling stock is the BR425, which is similar to the 426 but with an extra carriage or two in the middle. So you can use this one for your S-Bahn traffic, running up and down and doing start-stop journeys as you go. And moving on again, we have another nice loco, the BR189 in DB Red livery. So this was used primarily for freight services, yes, it also has the four working pantographs. Moving on, we have the BR294, that good old stalwart that is a must-have everywhere. Right, so now it's time to start having a look at the route. Hi to everyone on the chat. Thank you all for joining us this evening. So, bit of a difference in the way we're doing this tonight. So I'm here tonight with Steve. Steve is driving, and I'm doing all the waffling. So, Steve, if you care to switch to the game, we're now booting up. So, hi everybody.
Hi everyone.
Hope you can all hear us okay. So, yes, we're going to. So, Steve, do you want to just give us a quick outline of what scenario we're running tonight?
Pass. I can't remember the name of it.
So, we're going to be running high speed. We're going to be running the entire length of the route in an Ice 3. And we're going to be going at the top line speeds on the route. So we're going to get to see the entire line in a relatively short space of time. So we thought that'd be the best way to really get it so that you can all have a look at the route without spending an hour or 2 hours pootling up and down. Hopefully, here we go. So we're starting in Mannheim by the looks of it, and we'll be going to Karlsruhe. This feels really weird because I'm not in charge. I'm not doing any driving today, so I'd normally be sitting here panicking about what I'm going to be doing next.
So the message box reads, "Good afternoon, driver. Today you'll be driving the 1636 ICE service between Mannheim and Karlsruhe. Please allow the passengers to board before departure." So we will do that. Click in the right place.
So, I mean, one thing you can immediately see is with the rolling stock that's included in the pack, the whole route really has been brought to life, because you've got fundamentally the express, the local S-Bahn traffic, and you've got freight and shunting services in there as well. So you really have quite a few, a nice variety in the traffic and in terms of the operations that you're going to be able to do on the route. So Steve has enabled full PZB and CIFA, as must be done. So the cab on the Ice 3 has received some work. It is improved over previous versions of the ICE3, so some of the details on the right hand screen there have been detailed, and there's probably more going on. As with any journey, it starts with a little bit of slow moving as we get out of the first station. Busy area. There's lots of trackage in this particular area of the route, so you can imagine the opportunity for some particularly busy AI traffic going on here. So we just had a question: is the 425 based on the earlier 426? And as the real one is indeed based on the 426, so is this one, and it has had the extra carriage modelled for it. So hope that answers that question. So starting to get some speed up now. I'm just trying to shut up a bit and let you listen to the journey. That's why I'm not talking. I'm not ignoring you. And I'm keeping an eye on the chat.
So you probably just heard there the LZB's just kicked in. And we're now cleared to proceed up to 190 km/h.
There we go. He's getting good now. So for those that are just joining, I just wanted to reintroduce. This is Steve, who's sitting next to me. So normally it's just me sitting behind with my strange hat on and my green screen. But today we thought we'd mix it up a little bit, do a bit different, and Steve is doing the driving, and I'm going to be sitting here doing all the talking, since apparently I'm good at talking, not good at driving. Coplopper has asked, is this pre-recorded? No, this is not pre-recorded. Not unless you sent us that question earlier on like we asked you to.
So we've just been cleared up to 250 km/h.
It's getting exciting now. Ross Chris asks, is this an additional ICE3 or is it using the same one? It is different to the ICE3. It's basic. I say it's different. It's essentially the same. It's had a number of improvements, but it will install as a separate item when you actually purchase the product. Blackhawk asks if the 189 has the same PZB script as the 185.5. Unfortunately, no, it doesn't. Oh, it has had some work done in it though, so it still works fine.
So I'm just being cleared up to 280 km/h.
See where the route flies by. I just want to thank Ross Chris for that wonderful support there. So Ricky's just asked, how do you make a route quick drive compatible? That's the subject of a much longer question, so I will. We can deal with that at another time. I think is probably the most appropriate answer for that question, I'm afraid. So Koplopper Mal has asked which rolling stock will be provided with the route. So the updated ICE 3, the Deutsche Bahn Red BR189 used for the freight services, the BR294, that stalwart of shunting, and the BR425 S-Bahn unit. Those are the 4 key pieces of rolling stock included with the pack. So I will just say that at the moment this is an advanced preview of the route, so I just want to say that this is pre-release. We haven't finished this product yet, and we're very, very keen to get your feedback. If you've got any input that you want to give us, then please do push it, get it to us in the usual channels, email, Facebook and so forth, Engine Driver, and we'd love to hear your thoughts, what you think's good, what you think you saw that could possibly be improved. We're very proud of this one actually. It's one of the fastest routes we've got, and it's the nice mixture between the S-Bahn traffic and the high-speed ICE traffic, along with yards where you can do freight scenarios, means that you're going to find lots of different variety and have lots to do on the route.
So have you just heard there, we've just had a warning of a reduction in speed to 200 km/h up ahead. As you see in the LZB distance counter in the centre, it's now counting down to the distance for that, and this distance is in kilometres per hour. Sorry, in kilometres.
So Jonas 855 has asked if we can see a little bit outside the cab. So as and when is a good time. If we can have a look outside the cab, Steve.
I will do my best.
One of the challenges with driving the German trains is that with the amount of extra attention you've got to pay to driving them, it's difficult to get out of the cab without risking missing a CFR alarm or missing a PZB that you've got to respond to. So on the one hand, we want to demonstrate that we're being driven as authentically as possible, but that does make it a little bit difficult to get out of the cab, so we will do our best. We thought a preview like this is probably a lot better than showing a few screenshots. That way you can see the entire length of the journey. Flipper TV asked if you can select the Pantos in the BR189, and I tested that earlier on actually, and that works fine. Press the Shift P key, the same as on the 185.5.
Okay, very, very quickly. Just drop back into the cab before the seaford comes on again.
So someone's just asked a very sensible question, how long is this route? And I probably should have been prepared for that question, shouldn't I? I'm just having a look. Fortunately, I don't have an answer for that one.
It's around about 65 miles, I think, if I remember rightly.
Steve has the answers. Hugo Boss has asked if we can just have the camera moved around the cab a bit so we can actually see what's going, see more of the cab.
Sure. There we go. Complete orbit round the cab.
Thank you very much. Blackhawk, leave that question with us. So Blackhawk has just asked if the 189 has got all 3 PZB modes. Leave that one with us. I will find out the answer to that question. I can't answer that for you right now. Dark, yes, he did. A couple of times actually. So Dark's just asked if Steve made me a cup of coffee, and he did. I'm happy to say.
Not yet, Dark. I will eventually.
So no, we're not using. So a couple of people have just asked about Track IR, and no, we're not using Track IR this evening. We're actually trialling a different setup for the Dovetail stream. So we'd love to hear your feedback on what you think of our changes. Whether you like the dual presenter thing, one person driving, one person talking, and if there's anything you think we could do better, then please do let us know. So I've had a couple of people asking whether or not you can use AFB. You can use AFB. Steve isn't.
Yeah, I prefer not to. I like to drive my trains.
But AFB is all there. Paviuk has asked, do you acknowledge CIFA with numpad enter or Q? I believe both work. I think Steve is using Q, but yeah, you can use both.
So there we are, we've just had an LZB notification of speed reduction down to 140 km/h.
Where are we now? Just under 15 kilometres now to Karlsruhe. So for everyone that's just joined us in the last little while, welcome and thanks for joining us. We're taking a look at the Mannheim to Karlsruhe route, which is currently in development but should be with you very soon. And Steve is driving the Ice 3 from Mannheim to Karlsruhe, just so that you can get a look at the route. Rolling stock that comes with the route is the IC3M high-speed train and the BR189 in DB red livery, the BR294 again in red, and the BR425 S-Bahn train. So a couple of people have actually asked if we can have a look at the 2D map so they can get a look at the map. What I might suggest is when we get to the end, Steve, rather than opening the doors, can we have a look at the map instead?
Sure.
Yeah, brilliant, thank you. Just went past the BR425 there. So Stephen Epps has asked if freight can run on this route. It can indeed, and there are yards for you to do so, and indeed the BR294 and the BR189 that are included are actually specifically for that purpose.
So I've just had an LZB notification of speed reduction to 40 km/h, and that will be the approach to Karlsruhe HBF.
So the Bacon Eagle has asked if the 189 is the old one or a new one. It is based on the original one. So with the 189's currently, there is a 189 currently available in MRCE Discolock livery. The DB Red one that's coming in this has had a fair bit of work done on it in response to a number of different bits of feedback, and we hope you like it really a lot. And we're certainly looking forward to getting the feedback from it. So one key bit of feedback there is the ability to operate all the pantographs. So I've had another request for a trackside view, but I suspect Steve is busy trying to slow the train down at the moment.
So there we are, we're back on PZD now.
Mole Man has just asked what the specs of the PC this route's being played on. So it's a reasonably high spec laptop. It's got GeForce 880, but it's also running with all the detail settings cranked up to the max, including 2x2 SSAA. So if you run it at sort of more normal settings, then it will run perfectly well on smaller hardware. So I've had a couple more requests for the map view. We're going to do the map view as soon as we get stopped. There's the BR189 sitting over there on the left hand side. So yes, once we get stopped, we're going to have a look at the map view before we finish the scenario, so that you can just you can see for yourself what is and isn't included in the route in terms of lines, yards and so forth.
We are stopped.
Right, let's have a look at the map. So this is Karlsruhe at the southern end of the route, and we can see we've got yards and facilities for trains in that particular area. So if we work our way north,
so this is the high-speed line running down here, and this is the S-Bahn line running up here. Zoom out a bit more.
and then you can see we're coming up into the northern end of the route.
So this is the huge yard just outside Mannheim. And then Mannheim itself. So I'll zoom out, show you the whole thing. So there we go. It's pretty much end to end though, as much as I can fit.
So I hope that's answered some of the questions about what bits are included in the route in terms of local traffic and freight yards and so forth. Let's just wait for this passenger stop to finish. So I'm interested in feedback and so forth. If you've got anything, please do let us know what you think, what you've seen, and anything you have to say on that. Really, it's really good to get the feedback, and we do really listen to it and learn and to improve what we can.
There we go, all done.
So that's
Perfect
been with a perfect score. So well done, Steve, for a 1000 XP score. Beautifully done. It was added to my account, so that's the good. Extra thanks there for that, Steve. I've just passed 60,000 XP, so that's quite an achievement. I think that's pretty much all we're going to be looking at tonight, Steve.
Yeah.
So that's been a route preview for Mannheim Karlsruhe. And we hope that what you've seen has been interesting to you. Just a quick overview just before we finish. So the route runs from Mannheim to Karlsruhe, including it's got many freight yards, the high-speed line, it's got local lines. In terms of rolling stock, you've got the ICE 3M, the BR189 in DB red, you've got the BR294 in red, and you've got the BR425 in S-Bahn red. Sorry, my concentration wandered there for a moment. So that's been the overview of the route. We really appreciate you all taking your time to come and have a look, and if you can send your feedback to us, that would be really excellent. But for the time being, that's all that we have time for from us. So goodbye from me, and
goodbye.
Thanks very much. Goodbye.